guys, it's coffee time. Boop. This is my dad's cup. I think I've used it while I've been home before. No deals. All of you who like my my rum cup, we got these at the same time, at the same place, like ballers. So I'm in Oregon, yay! Finally got here. I got here pretty early. My plane came in pretty early, but this entire morning at the airport was just so ridiculous because, so my flight was going through American Airlines. So I was like, all right, cool. So LAX has a ton of different terminals that you can go to. So I stopped at the American Airlines terminal, I said bye, and I got in there, and they were like, oh, no, you need to be at Terminal 3 because it's American Airlines, but it's being acted upon by Alaska Airlines. So you need to walk all the way back there. And I was like, no! So I walked all the way back to the other terminal. It was only one terminal away, so thank goodness, because there were like 7 terminals there? 7 or 8? Something like that, I think. Anyway, so I get to the right terminal, and I go to like the little electronic boothy thingy, and I type in all my stuff, and it's like, all right, we found you. Do you have any bags to check? And I was like, yeah, I have 1 bag. And it was like, cool. Do you want to pay with card? And I was like, yeah. And it was like, cool, then run your card. And I was like, okay. Ran the card, and it was like, error. It's like, it was going so well. So I should have just gotten into the line where you have to do everything, where you like go up there and say, hey, I haven't checked in at all or anything like that, but I just went on to part 2 where you check in your bag. So I went up there and she was like, all right, boarding pass? And I was like, I don't, it told me there was an error, I don't have it. And she was like, okay. I think she was just, she looked like for a second she was gonna be annoyed, and then she just gave up and then was totally pleasant with me the entire time. So I was like, oh, thank goodness. So she helped me out with that, and then I was like, all right, security. I am so good at security. I've done it so many times now. I know exactly what I need to do. I can blow through this. The security line, wait, let me see if I can find my picture. I took a picture. The security line spanned 2 floors. It was like a weavy that went on, I think like 4 layers deep, and then you had to go up an escalator, and then you wound entirely around the escalator, and then had to go through 2 more weavies, and then finally you got to the person who checks your boarding pass and your ID. What? And there were oh daddy. There were people, okay, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it is ridiculous. If you can see this, that's like the area above the escalator, and there's the escalator right there, and then all of the people lined up at the bottom. It was just so many people. And then, of course, there were all the people who were going to be late for their flight that were like yelling at the people who were trying to tame the line, being like, you need to let me through because otherwise I'm going to be late for my flight. And they were like, that is not our problem, so sorry. So I felt bad for them because they were getting yelled at a lot, and I was like, oh no, there's so much tension. So once I got up the escalator though, it was less so. People were more like, okay, I'm on the road. I'm on the road. But it took a while to get through that line. It was even going pretty fast, and it took a while to get through that line. So when I was finally through it, I was like, yes, 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 yes. Just felt like such a baller. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And my gate was like literally right around the corner. So I got all the way up there, went through security, then I was like, boop. I did go to Starbucks first though, and I called Ro because there's a drink that Ro always gets and I always forget to get it. And I was like, Starbucks, I would like some coffee. And then I remembered this time, but I didn't remember what the drink was called. So I called Ro, and she was like, hey, are you okay? We like just dropped you off. And I was like, what is that drink you have? Tell me the drink. And she was like, oh. It was pretty good. It's a, for those of you who are curious, it's a light coffee frappuccino with soy. That's the stuff. That was good. It's because it's like, it's not too sweet. It still has that like bitter coffee taste, but it's blended. It was good times. I enjoyed it. And then my flight was entirely packed full with a huge girls basketball team. I think they play basketball. They were all super tall and it's that season. So I'm just assuming, but that's what I would assume. And they, I thought for sure they were going to be like the Atlanta ladies all over again and just like loud the entire time, but they were all exhausted. They were so tired. So when we got on there, I got a window seat, yes! And I had 2 of them next to me, and then they were just like all the way down, just everywhere. And every single one of them, right when they got on the plane, pulled out their blinkies, put in their earbuds, and were like, just like fell asleep immediately. I was like, yes, yes, I'm so happy. But yeah, the little machine, okay, so it was like, would you like to change your seat? And I was like, oh, I actually don't know what type of seat I have, so I would like to see what is available to me. And so I pressed the little button. This was before I got the error screen. I pressed the little button, and it was like, there is 1 seat available. And it was like a middle seat, and I already had a middle seat, so I was like, okay, well, I guess there's nothing available. And it turned out, A, that flight was like halfway empty, and B, when I went up there to talk to the lady and actually like check in and get my bags and all of that, she was like, oh, do you want a window seat? There are plenty of window seats available. And I was like, your machines lie! Why didn't it tell me? Made me depressed. It made me feel like I can never trust the machine ever again about seat changes. I feel like in the future I'm just always going to ask the lady, be like, hey, can I wink at you and get a window seat? That would be great. She's like, just stop winking at me, fine. Here's your window seat, ah! So, yeah. So overall, it was a pretty uneventful day that I'm making sound like it was way more eventful. But that security line was bananas. It was so bonkers. And now I'm home. And right when I walked out, my mom was just driving by. She was like, beep! Like honked at me. We were like, yes. So excited. Because I got in a little bit early. So I like grabbed my bag and I went outside and I was like, all right, I might have to wait here for a little while. So I pulled out my phone to like text her and be like, hey, just so you know, I'm already here. I'm right outside of this area. And she like was just driving by and was like, bang! I was like, yay! It was perfect. It all timed out perfectly. And then I got to come home and they had just made bean stew the other night. So I got to eat leftover beans. It's awesome. I always eat so much better when I'm here. Because lots of food. Lots of food. And my mom eats breakfast, so she makes everybody else eat breakfast, which is very good. But yeah, so I am excited to be back. And I had a safe flight. And yeah, it doesn't feel like Wednesday at all. It feels like the weekend. But what can you do? Anywho, I hope that you guys had a good day. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye. Mwah!